Jump into the whip and hit the Whole Foods early. Get everything to get that soul food working, like mac and cheese, the collard greens, the black eyed peas, and get a roast of that tofu turkey. Got cornbread, even got stuffing. Mashed potatoes so good, put your hand in it. String beans, and you know we got yams with it. Got cabbage and greens with no ham in it. You can fill your plate up without all the guilt. We whip pies.
So guys, welcome back to another video. Today's quite a poignant one, and it's not jumping on the bandwagon. It's basically sending out some condolences to Rich Piana and obviously his wife Chanel. Obviously he's not long married Chanel, and obviously his ex-wife, who we also know about, has been on Twitter and things like that and Instagram as well, speaking about it. But this is basically a really sad time because I actually knew Rich Piana. I'd met him a few times at obviously fitness expos. He was one of the nicest guys I could ever meet, and I know a lot of people had a lot of grievances with him and things like that. He done a lot of trolling as well as everybody else, but he put himself out there. He showed you his good times and he showed you his bad times. He wasn't afraid to obviously speak out and talk about things that he was struggling with. He was even like openly honest about his steroid abuse and such likes, which a lot of bodybuilders never admit to. They all claim to be natural, because we all know in bodybuilding shows you can be deemed natural if you've been off a cycle for say 4 weeks or such likes before the actual competition. But he put himself out there. He admitted that he was a big steroid user. He even at one point on Instagram put up his whole steroid cycle and such likes. It just highlights how dangerous bodybuilding is, because if you don't know, I'll actually link a video up above here. I actually was dabbled in steroid abuse at one point as well in my eating disorder. I went from one end of the scale to the other, and it was really dangerous. It obviously caused me to have kidney damage, liver damage, and my heart actually stopped at one point. Luckily enough, I managed to pull myself back from that and actually give up the steroids and refrain from the exercise athletic and the bodybuilding. It's a really difficult thing for a lot of guys out there. Bigorexia is something that we don't talk about at all really, and it's deemed as natural, because who doesn't go to the gym, who doesn't exercise? If you see a guy in the street, he's big and muscular, you think to yourself, oh, that guy looks great. You don't see the issues that's going on in his head, what's actually happening, because from the minute you're born as a baby, what toys are you given? You're given toys like He-Man with a muscular look. That's deemed as natural for a man to look like that, and you're obviously deemed as anything less than a man if you don't have a six-pack and you don't have massive guns. This is a really sad time, because not long ago Dallas McCarver, that another bodybuilder, actually passed away aged 26 in Florida. That's two big bodybuilders passed away in a very short space of time. Do I think this will change the way bodybuilders actually go about their competitions and go about this lifestyle? Probably not. I really don't think it will, to be honest, because I've been inside bodybuilding gyms for a long time. I know bodybuilders that are friends as well, and they also told me in the past that they knew the consequences of bodybuilding. They knew that it was probably going to take their life, but they believed that it was just the same as stepping on an army gun field, that you go in there knowing that your life could be lost, but you do it for your country. They do the same for obviously the trophies. They know what's going to happen, and that's so sad, guys, because all the steroids they're pumping into themselves, the animal products, the protein and such likes, that can't be doing anybody any good, and they're passing away at such a young age. It's really important that we understand this, and it's a sad time. Like I say, I send out all the support to Rich Piana's wife Chanel, and obviously anybody in the bodybuilding community that's followed him. Like I say, I've followed Rich Piana for a long time. He's actually been one of the inspirations that I actually followed for years. He was one of the guys I looked up to when I was stepping in the gym. Him and Ben Coomer as well. Ben Coomer's in a different type of thing. He's at nutrition and such likes. So I followed him, and I followed Lane Norton as well. They were my three kind of big idols, and obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger. So it's a really sad time, and like I say, this just highlights how dangerous bodybuilding is. And it's basically, we don't recognise that it can go as much as an eating disorder in the same, because it is an eating disorder. It's just from one end of the scale to the other. I'll actually speak a bit about bigorexia in a few moments, guys. Sending out all the love and support to Rich Piana, his wife, and everybody else that's let me know in the comments below what you think of this, and speak to you soon, and I'll just get a little discussion on bigorexia. So bigorexia is actually described as the reverse of anorexia nervosa. Instead of actually looking at yourself in a mirror and seeing yourself as large, they'll actually see a puny shape, even if it appears well built to others. This kind of distorted image means that we become obsessed with getting more muscular, and we may even never be happy whichever size we actually get to. Bigorexia is actually termed and coined by the bodybuilding men in the 70s and is widely used today, guys. It's actually known as muscle dysmorphia. Basically, we have a preoccupation with muscle results in compulsive exercise and weight training, even when we're injured. We may even sacrifice social events and relationships, work responsibilities and family life actually to complete a rigid exercise regime. Some men actually often resort to using illegal steroids like I've talked about, and that's a big part of bigorexia, or even other muscle building medications or products, even though we may not be fully aware of the dangerous or potential consequences. This behaviour, like I say, is a real result of low self-esteem and a lack of confidence, which is partly fostered by the media and the magazines promoting this perceived perfect image that is, we all know, photoshopped and unrealistic and unattainable. None of these guys look like this 24/7. It's important that we understand this. So if you've got any family members out there that you think may be suffering with this, the symptoms you want to look at and look out for is eating more high protein foods such as fish and meat and protein products to obviously bulk up, over drinking high protein drinks, perhaps using steroids to bulk up as well, so that's something you may need to look out for. There could be a secrecy there. The behavioural signs obviously is that obsessively exercising or weightlifting for hours in a day, cancelling all social and family events to obviously train, even doing it when they're ill as well, refusal to take time out of the gym or home gym to obviously exercise. The psychological effects, like I say, they believe that we're puny, small built, when in actual fact we're very muscular. We can have uncharacteristic mood swings. That may be a sign of steroid abuse, and it can be a thing that they coin the term roid rage. I actually suffered something very similar, and obviously the feeling the need to exercise secretly. So let me know what you think about this, guys. It's a really sad time. Like I say, it just highlights how dangerous exercise can actually get. Like I say, exercise to make yourself happy and for the health reasons. Don't do it to get to unattainable levels and doing it because you feel you have to. That's when you know you've actually got a problem, when you actually can't stop it. Like I say, if you're restricting doing things you love and spending it with your loved ones to actually exercise, that shows you there's something wrong there, guys. Like I say, very sad time, and sending all the love to the bodybuilding community, and I hope that this is the last time we see this. I really do. Remember, as always, binge on life, purge negativity and starve guilty feelings, and I'll speak to you all in the next video. Binge on life, purge negativity and starve guilty feelings. Speak to you all soon and love you so much.